All right. All right, so this is my tank 3 years into operation. I literally started August of 3 years ago. There was a period of time which it, was just kind of spinning up and getting it still stable and all that for the first 3 months, and then took much longer to get coral in there. But like you can see, once you reach that 3-year mark and you get some biostability, that like things really start growing. I'll get some highlights of some portion of the tanks I'm proud of. This is my staghorn coral rock that I had as a skeleton, is now completely covered by zoanthids. I got impatient. I did add things like some red planet acropora in here as well. And I stupidly added this monopora. I swore I'd never add monopora to the rockwork, and the littlest thing grew into the most giant thing. And then really proud of these AOI zoanthids here. Really love my Paleotho and Bam Bams. And these purple monsters are just super huge. They carry that title of monsters well. And then some nuclear green zoanthids as well. Kind of on the back side of this, I'll kind of go around the edge here. Those purple monsters really did well, as you can see, and they're nice and huge and juicy. And I've got a couple other acropora that are being crowded out by them. I'll have to separate when I set up the new aquarium. Some stargazers that managed to come back, and some of these scrambled egg zoanthids at the top. You can see that streamer of green algae out there is actually a verminated snail that I need to clip off. And they managed to get on some more of the monopora on there that's encrusting that I definitely don't want on there. That's going to be a pain to get off. And we got a couple of these trichophilia down here. This is the home for my clownfish, and they live in here and they lay eggs on this back wall here. Another one of my original trichophilia here that I'm real proud of. They can kind of puff up and get smaller as well. I've got some frags here that I'm never going to be able to glue down right now because I'm starting up a new aquarium, and this is one of the last shots of kind of this aquarium, and these new frags will go in the new aquarium if they survive. I've got a couple torches that I added probably a couple years into the process. This one on the right is supposed to be kind of the New York Knicks torch. This one on the front is kind of like one of those more colorful new corals. I don't know if they have the fancy names, but under the blue lights it looks particularly bright. This one on the left is kind of a little more ordinary. On my back rockwork here, my main rockwork structure, I've kind of glued acropora everywhere I possibly can. They really seem to grow well. Growing out from the wall, this millipora is doing particularly well and it's grown super fast. Above that is the ORA blue Oregon tort. And above that is kind of like a rainbow millipora that's really taken off. It's only been there for, I'd say, less than a year and been prolific under that light. This thing on the left that's kind of brown and ugly is a Parides. If I had some of the Christmas tree worms, it'd be growing those no problem. And you can see where it's collided with the green monopora. On the top of the rockwork, I've been trying to remove over and over again the forest fire digitata that's on the back. It was huge, and I really just don't like it because it's too fast of a grower. On the front there, I have a monopora. I've got little acropora kind of growing along the top here. You can see this blue one, which is like a the name game. This is the I'll think of it later name and post it hopefully a text. This is the monster boobies acropora. And down here at the bottom, I kind of have in the center of the arch, I've got one of my original pink gonopora, and I've got some encrusting favia. This yellow thing down here at the bottom, I wish it would have gone further, but I planted too many things close to it. And that's a yellow Leptoceras, or 24 karat gold Leptoceras. This thing at the top, this blue one, is a Garf bonsai, or purple bonsai. And I've got that in a couple different places. Over here is my kind of gonopora garden, which I've got, 3 or 4 different kinds. And I just had a recent disaster here today when I was cleaning off the glass, where I knocked my biggest gonopora off and it entirely retracted. It was on this rock just to the right. I'll come through the side view. It was on this rock where we saw this white stuff, shading that out, and you can see where I'd killed this green kind of Cephastria here. Gonoporas are pretty strong stingers. Up above here I have kind of a yellow, it's supposed to be yellow millie, but you can see this blue encrusting coral that I have here has been attacking everything that it gets to, and it's quite powerful, the stinging thing. I had a huge forest fire digitata here, and I broke it off, ripped it off, and it's trying to recover itself. I got a couple different mushrooms and anemones down here that I can't seem to get rid of. The anemones, that is, not the mushrooms, and some acropora growing on the back. This acropora is kind of cool. It's actually a fairly new addition. It's been growing well, even though it's in quite a bit of current. And along the back there, you can see kind of, I've had to plant some acropora because I just ran out of space. And so this is one of the last views you'll see. Usually this gonophora is taking up this entire space. It's an enormous gonophora. And I am showing you the aquarium before it's kind of been cleaned. I cleaned the glass, but all this dirt down here is where the mold kind of collects, or detritus, and that will get vacuumed up here later on today. But this is one of the last views of my aquarium, and it's been kind of a joy for the last 3 years, and I'm really proud of kind of how far it's come. And it'll be an interesting journey to see how much of this I can save and get into the 220 in the near future.